Hey, John from backofthedragon.com here with you again from the first mountain on the Marion side, the Big Walker Mountain of the Back of the Dragon, Route 16. Beautiful fall day here, just a touch of wind, but still really nice if you have something to put the top down on, and we definitely have something to put the top down on today. It's the brand new Porsche Boxster S, the internal designation, the 981. It's the third iteration of the Boxster since its launch in the mid-1990s, and it is by far the best yet. It brings more performance to the table, and it's more efficient. So let's start with the lighter. It's 77 pounds lighter through the extended use of aluminum in the car, yet it has a wider front track, a wider rear track, and 60 millimeters more in the wheelbase. The engines, the 2.7 for the base Boxster, the 3.4 for the Boxster S that we have out here today, 265 and 315 horsepower respectively. Good torque figures, about 50 off of each of those numbers for the torque. Obviously, lightening the car will help out tremendously, and when you combine it with either the silky smooth 6-speed manual or the 7-speed PDK that we have in the car today, you know, it's going to match the car perfectly. Just to touch on the PDK, that came about 4 years ago. They launched it with the 997 and then the 987, the previous generation of the Boxster, and then the Cayman. But that transmission has been in play for a very long time with Porsche through its racing and development teams, and they made it just right. Over 20 years of development in the transmission, and it really shows when you're driving this car. Of course, the Boxster is available with all the acronyms that come from Porsche, the PCCB with the carbon ceramic brakes, the Porsche Active Suspension Management, the PASM, of course, as I said, the PDK, the Porsche Torque Vectoring, the PTV, which actually scrubs the inside wheel in the rear when you're taking a curve. I don't know how I would spec mine. I think that you could probably, if you tried, you could end up at a $90,000+ Boxster S. I'm not so sure that that's necessary. Probably maybe the carbon ceramic brakes if you wanted it. Obviously the PASM with the comfort and the sport transmissions. Maybe the sport chrono, especially if you had the 7-speed PDK with the launch control. That probably would be about it, given the high level and the increase in luxury on the interior and just even the base wheel packages that the Boxster has now. It's an absolutely fantastic car right out of the box. So I'm joined now by Ikey Nash from Honaker, Virginia. Ikey is the owner of this brand new Boxster S. Ikey, first of all, thanks so much for bringing your car up to enjoy on the Back of the Dragon today.
Glad to be here.
Great. I know that this is not your first time on the Back of the Dragon, but it'll be your first time in this brand new Boxster S. So pretty excited for this, yeah?
Yes, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. So why the Boxster S? Why this new generation of the Boxster S? Why was it so impressive to you that you had to put your own money down on one?
The new styling and the changes, and just an awesome handling car.
Yeah. So now I know previously you had you know, a C6 Corvette and some other really great cars. As a matter of fact, you owned the black C6 Grand Sport that we shot last year over on the other on the first mountain in Tazewell. So
Yeah.
So the interesting kind of juxtaposition between that car and this car. Obviously that car horsepower wise a little bit more. This car probably a little greater balance.
Yes, it handles much better on this type road, and Corvette was fast.
Yeah, yeah. So I think what we need to do now is, seeing as how we have this absolutely fantastic fall day here in southwestern Virginia, and I know you've got a tank full of fuel in this car, I think what we should do is probably drop the top on it and go out and enjoy ourselves a great Porsche day on the Back of the Dragon. What do you think?
That would be great.
We'll see you in a minute. All right, Ikey. This is the third Porsche that we've had on the back of the Dragon in our video series. Each one, I think, more impressive than the last. You know, in your own words, having been on the back of the Dragon previously, what was it like in this car?
Well, it kind of handled like a kiddie car at like an amusement park. It was really responsive where other cars were loose on the road. And
it's very much a slot car, isn't it?
It is that.
Yeah. This mid-engine design that they have with the Porsche, and of course, inspired and brought back, days from the 550 Spider, and obviously that's the inspiration for a car like this. But I know Porsche has to be very careful with how much power they put to this, because it's going to really infringe on the 911, regardless of how good the 991 is, and it's a fantastic car, as we saw here in the spring. But this car, and you driving it, and how nice and deep into the curves, how stable this car is mid-curve and coming out of the curves. It's just a fabulous car, is it not?
It is that. I like it very well.
Yeah, and it's comfortable. It's an everyday user car. It's something that you can live in, your wife can live in. I know your son is going to want to live in this in a couple of years, and it's got plenty of boot space. You can take your bags, throw your bags in the car, come to Marion, to Tazewell, check into one of the great hotels or inns that we have here, go and drive, enjoy the back of the Dragon, and ride home. And oh, by the way, get high 20s miles per gallon coming from and to. So modern technology, Porsche is doing it in a mass-produced way, probably better than anybody else. These are really the boon years for Porsche, I think. Everything that they're making now is incredibly high performance, just a fantastic drive. So Ikey, thank you so much again for coming out and enjoying the back of the Dragon with us.
Thank you, John.
We really appreciate it. Also, thanks to all of our friends at Rick Hill, thanks to Mike Frazier and Jerry Gotze and all those guys over there, huge supporters of the back of the Dragon. And folks, we very much appreciate it. Make sure you check those guys out at rickhillimports.com. And of course, come join us at backofthedragon.com for dates of events, where to stay, where to eat, and some Back of the Dragon swag while you're there. Thanks so much. We'll see you again soon.